Benny, who are you and where are we?
Hello, Uli. I'm Benny Cohen, working as business development and marketing manager at Fibrobeton Company. We are in Düzce, around 2 hours drive from Istanbul to the east.
Okay, so somewhere in the countryside, and I was quite impressed to see such a high-tech device in this environment. When I think about free-form concrete geometries, cladding panels, you somehow need a mold. And then if the panels are different, you may need a new mold and a new mold. What's this device for? What does it deliver? Why did you take it?
The purpose on this machine, why we have invested, is simply no wastage, very speedy production within 1 day or within less than 15 minutes to provide data for the, let's say, free-form GRC surface, and then no need to reapply styrofoam or gypsum or any kind of processes, and continue within the same process every day with a unique mold.
I see. So it's adjustable. There's some kind of piston system below which adjusts it in surface, and then I assume you get data from an architect, and then you feed the machine to get the geometry. How do you control the geometry? How do you control shape?
In principle, we work with Rhino platform. We work also on Rhino Cam as well. So this adaptive machine has got a tool, a software under Rhino. So whatever we design, we transfer it. If we are going to do it within this machine, we transfer it on that software. We check it, whether we can produce it or not. And then this software is connected to the machine and can, let's say, manage the pistons going high or below and providing the data, the surface quality. We can, of course, check the surface, let's say, by scanning as well, but we do have also laser scanners where it points out the edges so that we are sure that we are in the right position of the panel.
I see. So then the geometry is fixed, and then you have these rubber bars which keep the outline to create the edges, and then somehow the concrete needs to get in there. How does that work? What kind of concrete and how does that work?
In principle, we mainly work on sprayed concrete, sprayed GFRC, glass fiber reinforced concrete. So we do the same thing on an open mold surface. Since it's also an open mold surface, we start to layer by layer spray the concrete. So each layer 3 to 5 millimeter, so up to 30 millimeter thickness. We spray the material according to the spec and load norms. And so we provide also the, let's say, the bonding pads or the anchorages into it by the enlightenment, by the showing the weight of the laser, and so that we can cast it immediately within 1 hour time.
I see. So the concrete is sprayed on the mold in several layers. You compact it every now and then the anchorage is positioned, again identified by the laser where they have to be positioned, and then the whole system is done. How long does it need to cure? How long does it need to stay in such a mold?
Less than 1 day will be sufficient, since we do cast on the next day, the same time, new material. So around 20-22 hours of staying there and then demolding, and then the other process starts immediately, and we can cast every day with the same hour the new panels, and we can apply according to the size of the panels, also 4 panels, 5 panels on each, let's say, curve, which
How large is the device? What are the maximum size of panels?
The sizes of the device is 5.4 to 4.5 in our premises right now. If we need to have a new investment, we will then may require a little bit smaller machine, but having much deeper radius availability.
I see. So that's actually the limitation, size, and then the radius which you can do. And then size, when I think about 5 meter by 4 meter, this is kind of the outline of maximum transport dimensions. So that actually limits. It's not maybe the machine, it's maybe the transport which limits the dimension. How did it come? Why did you go for this? What was the impulse when you started thinking about this?
First of all, we were trying to invest more into scanning environment, and then additionally, we want to have an investment on the really zero waste, low carbon emission, and sustainable production possibilities. There are, let's say, one thing we all think about robotic manufacturing first, and secondly, robotic modeling or robotic mold making. This is the way of robotic mold making process. This is pending item is only the curvature, not the even sizes. You are totally right on the transportation fact as well, but at the same time the curvature is the critical part, and also to get known by the architect, by the designers, to design in that respect with that we don't prefer to have a wastage opportunity with styrofoam and gypsum or GRP or rubber pieces. We continue immediately 1,000 casting with the same rubber surface and continue without any wastage material.
Yeah, that's pretty much the reason why we do these interviews, to make things, innovations visible. That's quite a point. Thanks for introducing. Thank you.
Yeah.